Yo, we're back. Also, ignore what happened here. I know it looked a lot different than what it should be. Also, we've gone into South America. Yeah, ignore what happened to Coastline. They got absolutely cooked. Also, some of their land got taken. They've moved into South America. Why the 3 different types of Venezuelans in 3 separate countries? We have Venezuela, East Veni, and Bentinzuela. This is really my life. Also, ignore what Lima did to the map. Yeah, that's their country name. Ignore what Lima did to the map, though, low-key. Like, why did they expand it? But now Lima has the goddess powers to do that. I don't know how. Also, 2 other countries have the goddess powers to do this. And that's Michigan and Tremina. I don't think Tremina's used the power yet. Maybe they have. Who knows, they might have helped Michigan when they used the power. Also, Michigan's not going to use the magic paintbrush again. But Tremina might, because their population hub depends on the Great Lakes. But this Great Lake here wasn't really helping that much. It was just the rest of them. Obviously, Superior won't help, because that one's surrounded by Tremina. But the rest, they might. We also drained half of Lake Michigan and all that. Alton stole one of them from Tremina and ended up just, doing some odd-term things. And expanding their country. That's what they did. Like, let that sink in, bro. They're trying not to block Northland from the coast by leaving them a lake. The hell? I think, maybe not, this is the first country completely on here. At first, this might look like an island, and genuinely, I feel like it is an island to me. I mean, they think it's an island, but just let that sink in. It's not an island at all. And it'll only be a matter of time before what word am I going to use? This section will connect to this section down here. But for some reason, people actually live up here in this country. Oh my god. Yeah. I just had to do some things. At least while I was there, I managed to get some skits. Making skills. Also, this nation basically just gave up at this point and was like, you know what? Just bored of me at this point. I give up. Everyone's just all around me. And it's getting overwhelming. Just do it. The quickest act is the pink one. Then a country with their capital up here decides to act next. it is very mountainous, this country. This country is very mountainous, so that's why they stay here. And like the sidelines country. And that's why they're so long. So they don't block any nations. I'm just being stuck in the mountains by just taking the entire thing. Oh my god. The south of this nation has major cities in every single spot. There's basically no one living in the middle section until the two major cities appear there. Because this country is greedy and took most of the grassland. Some of these nations are basically just stuck with terrible borders. Like, they didn't even care about their borders being bad. They just care about the grasslands. And this country is not as considerate as this nation. It ended up blocking this nation from going through their territory. Because the only rule for this nation was, even though you can't touch me, you can't go through my land. This just traps the guy. In an endless sprawl of what to do. They're surrounded by two countries that are way stronger than them. Mainly because one's on the coast, right, and the other's been existing for like 100 years at this point. Until gold was found in the capital of this nation. And people tried to flee, but they closed their borders. Couldn't go through. They built a 10-meter wall across the whole thing. Somehow. And these guys decided to dedicate their land to the coast. But this nation despite being a lot younger than them two that they border. These two here, yeah, they're a lot newer than them. They still ended up being stronger for one reason: resources. But the bad thing is they're a little more generous than these two. They don't let people through their borders unless they're wrongful. Yes, they definitely have it wrong though, but like, still, they close their borders to them. Shame that is money hungry B words and the only countries they border. That's what I would say. They're literally the colour of a crocodile. They're shaped like a crocodile. Heck, they're not even a crocodile anymore. This section weirdly has a lot of people. I'm gonna check the time. This side, the east, for some reason has a lot more people than the west. That allows for a big blockade against other nations. Then they extend that blockade to the north. But weirdly, the blockades are not even on the west border for one reason. This country is well nice to everyone, unless you wrong them, of course. Then they're going to go a bit hostile. So then they say, we'll open our borders to you, not to these brats to the south of me. Obviously, I don't mean southeast. They're nice. I mean, like, if you go directly south of my capital, the next country you get from there. Then the other next country you get, they're both full of assholes. No sympathy to anyone other than themselves. For some reason, this is a border. Like, why not take the whole thing? Oh, wait. That will probably lead to you getting to the tundra. I mean, you know, some countries hate the tundra. But, like, personally, some nations also love being in the tundra. At this point, they might as well just do to Russia before they get to Greenland. Because it's a long process. Finally! My dreams have come true. Also, I can make my dreams come true, that's why I did that. Also, this feels a little small for a nation, so like, And maybe a bit bigger, but like we have smaller, but like we have smaller. We can keep it. I'm just making sure my Greenland dream was not a failure. The smallest nation on Earth. This whole idea to get onto the island was a really good idea. We have about 100,000 people right now. Fine, boom. That's literally the population of Michigan when it started as well. Obviously, Michigan's growing into this like hub of a nation. Also, I forgot what happened here. Mexico and England had a war. England won. Mexico lost this. So everyone gave up their claims and just gave the whole thing to Brook. One of the skill goals here. Coastline is being beaten back a lot. Then something changes. We have the introduction of a puppet state. Michigan. Puppets, West Mexico. I thought these nations would have been doing good financially. Oh wait, I thought new countries. Oh yeah, I forgot new countries usually have bad economies. Yeah, I'll just wait until next episode. I'll probably be better then. $23. These are the same. That's 21. That's 22. England's slightly better than Tremor. These North nations are doing bad. These North nations are doing really bad. Also, the South American nations are doing fine. I think it's a tie between Karokai, or how do you pronounce that? I'll just say Karakoi. Then Beckmarch, I think they're just tied for first. This alliance here lets another member, Regid, joins. Also, Northland, for no reason, invades Zaret. This was by surprise, so Northland starts winning at first until Zaret just decided to go beast mode and absolutely crush the hell out of them till they unleashed that whole thing. And guess who won? Northland won. in the peace treaty, Northern took the whole thing. Because Northern's land hungry, wanting land, boom, 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 boom. Fascist bozo. Oh my life, you bitch. I'll say that on camera. I don't care. I need to stop before I somehow get copyrighted. Because I'm too gay for this. I forgot I left the thing to search for a film for the cinema. I'm going on Saturday. It'll be Friday when you see this, but it's Thursday right now. That's why I say tomorrow instead. Well, my time is going to be Friday when you see this. Also, they know about the rest of the Lesser Antilles, but really, Coastline signed an ultimatum to give it to them before they can actually get there. Mainly because there was a big gap between these ones. Then, this section is heavily populated because in this universe, an exclave means a lot of people. Even though there is like a lot of people living here anyway. I'm pretty sure Venezuela has more people than Colombia. That's what I would have said before a population hub decided to appear in Colombia. You know, like the one, like the section in Michigan, like 100 times smaller. It's like the size of Tremonas. But still maybe a tiny bit smaller. A tiny bit smaller? That's like 100 times smaller. Also, I'm over exaggerating when I say 100 times smaller. I'm probably mean like 2 or maybe 3 times smaller. So each of these islands has a city. Also, have you guys wondered why these Polish cities are even here? Like, I don't know why I did that. These are going to be later on, important later on. This is pronounced Frellaland. You know what, guys? I can't believe it's almost Easter already. I swear, it could have been the start of the year like a few days ago. I was over exaggerating when I said that. It probably felt like a month ago from now. The start of the year. It felt like a month ago, but felt like it was not. Also, February felt like the summer so far. Well, let me swallow it. Because it is! Also the fascist bozo over here. Northland. Got their hands on the magic paintbrush. And bro is not afraid to use it. He's not afraid to use it because he's land hungry. He's a land hungry loser. They also moved their capital further north, back to this city. Alton's a democracy, so I don't get why these two are friends, because this guy's fascist and this guy's democratic. Oh yeah, we're not done with the Northland conquest yet. And I'm making sure to not go east or south. That's more southwest. That is no land. You do not want to invade that, or else you're just asking for your demise. Also, number 3 in the world's on your southeast, so you better be careful with your moves. You can't invade east. That's because the person on your east, well, country on your east, is allies with the first strongest country that's on your southeast. Northeast, land, it doesn't make sense. There's only a small path. Alton's your ally. You can't do that, or else you'll look bad. That only leaves 1. I'm sorry I had to go to this moment. It was literally the only logical thing to do. But stay tuned for the next episode to figure out what happens there.